Both Detect3D and Influx have built-in features for editing your CAD model. This video will go over two ways to crop out unwanted CAD pieces in your project. The first uses the crop tool to remove CAD items inside or outside a defined cuboid region. And the second uses the equipment pick tool to remove individual or equipment level CAD items within your model. For either method, the cropping process cannot be undone. We recommend saving a duplicate project file so you can revert back to the original if needed. So let's get started. For the first method, open the crop tool from the project menu. Once opened, you can select a single or multiple CAD models to crop. Two opposing points of a cuboid can then be selected to define a region to crop around. This would be similar to zones in Detect3D or monitor regions in Influx. You can get initial coordinates via the pick tool. Then while holding Control, use the up or down keys to increment individual values. This will increment the text box by 0.1. You can do the same using the Shift key in the up or down arrows for increments of 1.0. Once the cuboid is defined to the desired dimensions, choose the cropping option that best fits your needs. Typically, this is cropping regions outside the cuboid. Click the Crop button, and after some processing, the CAD items outside the defined region will be removed from the geometries selected in the panel. Let's now look at the second way to remove items from your CAD model, using the Equipment Pick tool. In this section, we'll only go over some of the capabilities of this tool, but you can refer to the online help guide for a more detailed explanation of all the features. Using this method to remove CAD items can be useful if your file has equipment that has been changed, empty volumes, or human figures. For removing individual CAD pieces, we'll need to open the CAD Creation Tool by right-clicking on the geometry containing the item you want to remove and selecting Edit. On the right side of the window, click the Pick Tool icon. This activates a special Equipment Pick tool. It's the same tool used to define subzones in Detect3D and has several hotkey options for helping select CAD pieces. To use the tool, press and hold Control on your keyboard and use the left mouse button to click once on the item you want to remove. In this example, the entire geometry was selected. As each CAD model is different, sometimes only a piece of equipment or a subset of your model will be selected. The highlighted region can then be refined by holding the Shift key and clicking and dragging a square around the region you want to keep in the selection. It is helpful at this point to toggle the visibility of the non-selected geometry by pressing the G key on the keyboard. Combine using the Shift hotkey with rotating the 3D window to refine the selection down to the specific equipment item you want to remove. It is suggested to use the View cube and view the CAD item from a top view first, and then use the Shift hotkey to refine that selection before rotating to other views, repeating the process as needed. Once you are satisfied with the selection, press Delete on the keyboard. To finish, click Confirm Geometry at the bottom left-hand panel to return to the normal Detect3D or Influx interface and save your project. There are several other ways of utilizing the Control key to select CAD items. Use the right mouse button while holding Control to highlight a surface. In this example, the pipe is selected rather than the whole geometry. You can add any number of surfaces to your selection while holding Control and using the right mouse button. You can then press Delete as before to remove the selected items. Lastly, you can click and drag while holding the Control key to highlight CAD items contained within the drawn square. As each CAD model will be different, you may need to try different combinations of the mentioned methods for selecting the item you want. If you have any questions about removing items in your geometry, feel free to email us at info@insightnumerics.com.